Welcome to the 7th and final part of the Hot Shots and Aces 2 X-Wing Miniatures Expansion Pack review. Glad this is getting over with. I'm getting kind of tired right now. But yeah, we're looking at the First Order pilots, which is the faction I play, so I'm really excited. These guys have really been what I've wanted, except for the Shuttle pilot, but I don't care about Shuttle pilots, so that's okay. Anyways, let's just hop right into it and get this over with. Starting with Agent Turney, Persuasive Recruiter. Setup. After placing forces, you must assign the Broken Trust condition to an enemy ship. She comes in Initiative 3, and just like her, a lot of the First Order pilots in this expansion are from the show Resistance, which is meh. The First Order parts of the show are great, but the other parts were so great. Anyways, Broken Trust. Treat friendly ships as allied. Non-enemy ships treat you as allied. While performing an attack before declaring the defender, each allied ship in the attack arc that is not stressed gains 1 stress token. After you defend or perform an attack, if the defender was dealt at least 1 face-up damage card or was destroyed, remove this condition. So basically, this card is very powerful. Treat friendly ships as allied. First of all, that means that if after I perform an action, give another friendly ship next to me an action, that no longer works. You can't do that because it's an allied. And if it's an enemy ship, like after I shoot an enemy ship, a friendly ship can do something, or after I shoot an enemy ship, something else bad happens, that doesn't work either. So this ability essentially just shuts down, I think, like 90% of the good pilots in the game. Their abilities, just get shut down, basically. And if they shoot and other friendly ships are in their arc to them, then they all gain stress tokens. It's not the enemy ships, just the friendly ships. Now that, as long as they're not already stressed. So it's very powerful. The way it gets removed is pretty easy. This is basically a card that's going to reduce the effectiveness of one of the enemy ships for 1 turn. Well, 2 turns. The first starting turn, and then the first turn of combat. Maybe the second turn if your ships still stay alive. But usually this is going to be like a, okay guys, we got our opportunity, let's go in and do some damage type of card. It's not going to be there that long. So it's cool though, for sure. Definitely shuts down their effectiveness for 2 turns, and for a lot of Ordnance teams currently, that is a very powerful ability. Her only problem is she's 5 squad points, which is pretty expensive for a shuttle. Seeing as how all of the other XC class light shuttle pilots are all 4 points, and they've already been proven to be pretty good for the shuttle as support. Obviously she offers something that they don't, but I'm not exactly sure if I want to put it on the table anyways. She has 15 points for loadout value though, with 2 talent slots, 2 crew slots, 2 modification slots, and 1 tech slot. But at 5 points, I'm not sure. She's kind of expensive, and it's a cool ability. Well, it's a cool condition card that she gives to people, but I'm not sure. It does fit her really well though. I remember her from Resistance Season 1. It's the only season I watched of that, Dumpster Fire. And she was a pretty cool character, and that matches her pretty good. So I'm happy with how they did her in this game. So I don't know if we'll see her in meta though, because she's kind of expensive, but maybe, never know. Next up, we have a First Order TIE Fighter pilot, and I gotta say, with the artwork here, I really like it. I like how it focuses a little bit more on the TIE Fighter. Obviously, this is a Logistics Pilot Division artwork part, where it's like that Resistance transport with TIE Fighters all chasing it, but now we're focusing on the TIE Fighters. I like that connection between the 2 art cards. That's really cool. Anyways, the pilot is Lynn Gava, Impetuous Mechanic, Initiative 3. And she's from Star Resistance. I remember her. She's the person that Agent Turney convinced to join the First Order. Anyways, setup. After placing forces, assign the Prime for Speed condition to yourself and up to 2 other friendly TIE-FO or TIE-SF fighters that have no equipped modification upgrades. So pretty interesting. You get 3 TIE fighters with this condition, obviously. And the Prime for Speed condition card reads: add a white slam action to your action bar. After you perform a slam action, you must suffer 1 damage to remove 1 disarm token. So very cool, I can say. It's a very cool ability. It gives pretty much you and all your TIE fighters around you the ability to just go ham and really fast. I like that a lot. And obviously there's a lot of pairings with upgrade cards, just pilots in general. TIE-SF pilots, you could put this on quick draw. She could slam, take a damage, and shoot twice. You could put Fanatical on any TIE Fighter pilot and then put this on them, and they lose their, oh no, I lost my shield, now I shoot, but I get an eyeball to a hit. And also a superior positioning, hopefully. So it's a very nice ability. She's only 3 squad points, so she's pretty cheap, considering for what she does. And her upgrades are 2 talent slots, 1 tech slot, and 1 modification slot. And she has 9 points for her loadout value. So you can do crack shot, fanatical, and prime thrusters. Do a 4 forward, 4 K-turn slam, execute red maneuver, get the focus or barrel roll. And then, you have fanatical, and you have crack shot hopefully lined up. So you got a really good shot with 3 attack dice going through with a cancel and evade, hopefully all 3 hits, and you're behind the enemy now. So very strong. And yeah, just a cool card in general. I also really like the condition token. As you can see, it looks like the TIE Fighter is basically slamming the cockpit of the X-Wing and smashing it inward, which presumably is killing the Resistance pilot inside. I think that's a pretty cool maneuver. I know my friend was talking about like swords on the bottom of TIE Fighter wings where like they could slice through enemy ships, and I was like, well, they tend to fly in a lot of formations, so I feel like they would just result in more friendly fire. But it looks like they don't need swords. They can just kind of whack X-Wings out of the sky. I'm sure that does damage to their ships, but not as much as that Resistance pilot, that's for sure. So yeah, Friendo, they don't need swords. They can already slice through enemy ships. They can already just whack pilots through their cockpits. So they just need the skill to do it. So yeah. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I definitely am interested to put Lingava on the table. Another First Order TIE Fighter pilot going by the name of Pt.7-B, Jace Rucklin, Initiative 4. He's also from Star Wars Resistance. Yeah, that's what they said. Anyways, while you perform a primary attack, if you are not strained, you may gain 1 strain token or 1 additional die. So that's basically Scorch's ability, also from the First Order TIE Fighter, where Scorch gains a stress token if he's not stressed, DT gains a strain token if he's not strained. I do like the differentiation, because obviously Scorch can't do a 4-4 4K turn slam. With Lingava strategy, he has to do like a 3 bank, 3 hard, whereas DT can do a 4 forward 4 K-turn slam. Just do red maneuvers in general and still get the extra attack die, which I think is pretty cool. He is, however, losing a defensive option. He's rolling less defense dice, but I guess that's okay, depending on how you look at it. So, I don't know, it's a pretty interesting ability for sure. And we've already seen this pilot before as in the form of a gunner upgrade from the First Order. Fury of the First Order Squadron Pack. He was a gunner that let you reroll dice depending on how many ships in your firing arc had red tokens. So cool to see he's his own pilot now. He's actually pretty decent. Anyways, squad point wise, he has 3 points just like Scorch. Has 8 loadout value. Has 8 loadout value points for just like Scorch, and his upgrades are actually different. He has 1 talent, 1 tech, and 2 modification slots, whereas Scorch has 2 talents, 1 tech, 1 modification. So interesting. I don't think with 8 points you really need 2 modifications. It's shield upgrade or nothing else. EPT and tech wise, crack shot, pattern analyzer, fanatical, pattern analyzer, electronic baffle, any of those could be good. Yeah, overall I think he's going to be a good pilot. He's got a few more options than Scorch, a few less defense obviously. Flying them together will be interesting because you now have 2 ships for the price of 6 points. For the price of 6 squad points, you get 2 ships that roll 3 attack dice, have 3 defense dice, 3 hull, and 2 shields if you give them shield upgrades. So they can be quite beefy. And yeah, that could be really good for sure. So yeah, I think we'll see him on the table for sure. If he's better than Scorch, maybe. It's kind of the same. I think he might be better just for the extra maneuverability options you gain. So he's really cool to see though. Glad for another good TIE Fighter pilot. And yeah, always great for that. Obviously Lingava's good too, but I think this is immediately good, whereas Lingava's like, if you're not good at maneuvering, then you're not really going to get an advantage from slamming, kind of. Finally, we have our last First Order TIE Fighter pilot, and our last pilot in general that's from Star Wars Resistance from First Order, which is good. We're getting out of that now. Anyways, it's Lieutenant Gallic, the Harsh Instructor, Initiative 5. After another friendly ship at range 0-2 is destroyed, you may perform a coordinate action, even while stressed. While you coordinate, the ship you choose can only perform an action only if that ship action is also on your action bar. So basically it's the squad leader upgrade that lets you coordinate, but the ship can only perform the action on your action bar. Only this is built in, and it only happens when a friendly ship dies. You can't just coordinate as one of his own actions, which is slightly depressing. Initiative 5 though, so you'd kind of hope he'd be good. But he really shines in his upgrades, so he's 3 squad points, obviously, which is like every TIE Fighter except for Midnight. for the First Order. And he's got 8 points for his loadout value, which isn't that unusual. And he's got 1 talent slot, 1 tech slot, another tech slot, 1 modification upgrade, and a cannon upgrade, actually. Obviously, Static's another First Order TIE Fighter pilot that has a cannon upgrade. He really liked auto blasters, but then that got nerfed, so he's not happy anymore. But, you know, Lieutenant Gallic, Lieutenant Gallic could really do well with any cannon upgrade. Ion Cannon would be great on him, just for ion control. Heavy Laser Cannon could also work really well because he's got 5 initiative, unlike Static is only at 4. So he could really reposition himself well with that barrel to get that bullseye arc and fire those dice in. Yeah, so I think Lieutenant Gallic with the Heavy Laser Cannon can hit really hard. Then Ion Cannon could do pretty good. He's not a terrible pilot, not the best. I'm definitely interested in trying Heavy Laser Cannon on him, kind of. I guess the Taicho Churu strats have me, I'm going to try this guy instead just to see if that works. Probably not as well, but it might work. I don't know. We'll see. Interesting pilot though, not great, but it's got an interesting upgrade bar. Our final First Order pilot, and our only First Order pilot not from the TV show Resistance. This pilot's actually from a comic or a book of some sort, or a novel. I can't remember which one. And it's a First Order bomber pilot. I was really excited for this pilot, and she's actually turned out to be pretty okay. So her name is Jewel JoyRide, descendant from the Moff JoyRide family. Security Commander, so kind of going down a bit in rank, but that's okay. Initiative 4, and after you perform a boost action, you may spend 1 charge to remove 1 non-lock red or orange token. She's got 3 charge tokens, so she can do this 3 times. It lets her perform a boost action without staying stressed, which I think is great. She doesn't need engine upgrade like the other pilots. Great bit of repositioning there, and other than that, it's kind of where it ends. You could put prime thrusters on her, that way at the start of system phase, if you ever do another red action, you can boost and lose that orange or red action immediately. But other than that, it doesn't really quite work out. Anyways, her squad points are only 4 points, which is equivalent to all of the other First Order bomber pilots except for Breach, obviously the best one. And her upgrade bar is actually pretty good. She's got a talent slot, a tech slot, a torpedo slot, a missile slot, a gunner slot, 2 bomb slots, and 2 modification slots. So slightly better, slightly similar to the other bomber pilots, depending on which one you are comparing her to. And her loadout value is actually 13 points, so that's really cool. It's another torpedo option for my First Order bomber. Obviously, Breach can take torpedoes, and so can Dread, but Dread's only got 12 points, so you can only put a torpedo on him. And he's only initiative 3, whereas Jewel JoyRide's initiative 4, which I think is much, much better. It makes a huge difference between 4 and 3 initiative. And she also has a little bit better of an ability, and she can take Fanatical as a 1-point EPT, so if someone shoots before her, now her proton torpedo is hitting with a lot more force, which I like as well. So overall, yeah, I'm really excited to use her. I think she's great. General First Order SE bomber squads are going to get reinforced by her, and in general, just really excited to put her on the table with torpedoes or plasma torpedo and a bunch of bombs and gunners to see how well she does. So yeah, I'm really excited for her. This isn't the pilot I like the most out of the First Order ones. I don't know if she's the best. She probably actually is, but who knows. She's cool though. And that is the final video of the Hot Shots and Aces 2 X-Wing Reinforcement Pack. Very exciting pack, a lot of good pilots for each faction. I definitely think it'll make the game a lot more interesting. Some ships that previously haven't seen a lot of play coming back, so that's always really great to see. And yeah, it's just overall a good pack. Hope you guys enjoyed the review videos. I think it's overall a really good pack. The backs of the pilots having a bigger art of their top pilot card is great, and the poster is whatever. It's a poster, but it's just the main box art. I don't think I'm going down hard for that, but it's cool though. I am very upset about the cardboard. I think that sucks, but stuff happens. Hopefully they don't do it again. Hopefully this is a good black eye for them. Yeah, we'll see. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy. We will see you in whatever we do next for Star Wars X-Wing. And yeah, may the Force be with you. Good luck and get rock and rollin'.